Chapter 6 and Song 6 Summary. Nor are powerful positions to be praised, philosophy continues, for they do not give true honor to their holders. Further, no one can have power over anyone else's mind, only his body and his fortune. And having such power is not everything, for a more powerful person can make the wielder suffer too. Riches and power cannot make a wicked person better. For these reasons, we must not covet what fortune gives. Chapter 6. What now should I say about the dignities of high position and power, by which, because you do not know true power and dignity, you hope to reach the sky? Yet, when high position and power have fallen to the worst kind of people, did ever a volcano like Etna, belching forth flame and fiery deluge, cause such a calamity? No doubt you can remember how your ancestors tried to abolish the consular power, which had been the foundation of their liberties, because of the presumptuous pride of the consuls, and how, for that selfsame pride, they had already abolished the title of king. And if, as only rarely happens, these prerogatives are conferred on virtuous people, only the virtue of those who exercise them finds favor. So it appears that honor does not flow to virtue from high position, but to high position from virtue. Look, too, at the nature of that power you find so attractive and glorious. Do you never consider, O creatures of earth, what you are, and over whom you exercise your fancied lordship? Suppose, now, that in the mouse tribe one should rise up, claiming rights and powers for himself above the rest, would you not laugh uproariously? Yet if you consider only his body, what creature can you find more feeble than man, who is often killed by the bite of a fly, or by some insect creeping inside him? Yet what rights can one exercise over another, except regarding the body, and that which is lower than the body? I mean his fortune. What? Will you bind the free spirit with your mandates? Can you pry away from its inner tranquility the mind that is held together by reason? A tyrant tried to force a man of free birth to reveal his accomplices in a conspiracy, but the prisoner bit off his tongue and threw it in the furious tyrant's face. By doing this, the tortures that the tyrant thought were the instrument of his cruelty, the wise man made an opportunity for heroism. Moreover, what is there that one man can do to another that he himself may not have to experience in his turn? We are told that Busiris, king of Egypt, who used to kill his guests, was himself slain by his guest, Hercules. The general Regulus had thrown many of the Carthaginians whom he had captured in the First Punic War into captivity. Soon after, he himself submitted his hands to the chains of the vanquished. Then do you think that a man has any power who cannot stop someone else from doing to him what he himself can do to others? Besides, if high position and power contained any element of natural and proper good, they would never come to the utterly corrupt, since opposites do not associate with each other. Nature abhors the combination of opposites. So, since wicked wretches are clearly often set in high places, it is also clear that things that allow association with the worst kind of people cannot be good in their own nature. Indeed, you can reasonably judge this about all the gifts of fortune that fall so plentifully to all the most wicked. We should consider this here too, I think. No one doubts that a man is brave, in whom he has observed a brave spirit residing. Obviously, someone who is gifted with speed is swift-footed. So also, music makes people musical, the healing art, physicians, rhetoric, public speakers. For each of these naturally produces what comes from itself. It does not get mixed up with opposite effects. No, it rejects on its own what is incompatible. And yet, wealth cannot extinguish insatiable greed, nor has power ever made anyone master of himself when depraved desires kept him bound in unbreakable chains. Dignity conferred on the wicked not only fails to make them worthy, but on the contrary reveals and displays their unworthiness. Why? Because you take pleasure in naming things whose nature is the opposite of the names you give, names that are easily proved false by the very effects of the things themselves. These riches, that power, this dignity, none of these are rightly named. Finally, we may draw the same conclusion concerning the whole sphere of fortune. She clearly has nothing truly desirable, nothing of intrinsic excellence, for she neither always joins herself to good people, nor does she make those she joins to be good. Song 6. Nero's Infamy. We know what wicked works were his. Rome's glory burned, our fathers killed, whose hand with brothers' slaughter wet a mother's blood had spilled. No pitying tear ran down his cheek as on the corpse he gazed. That mother's beauty, once so fair, a critic's voice appraised. Yet, far and wide, from east to west, his sway the nations own, and scorching south and icy north obey his will alone. Did, then, high power impose restraint on Nero's frenzied will? Ah, woe, when to the evil heart is joined the sword to kill.